Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Yo, 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 yo. What's going
Man, what's
on?
up?
Welcome back. Season 3, episode 2. It's your boy Wisdom Devine.
And your boy Tomi.
And it's the No Name Podcast on Wisdom Devine TV. What's going on, my boy?
No, nothing too different. Still school and Wura. Wara's been I've been posting more, I've been doing more, I've been also going a little bit more places with it. Yeah, it's nice, yeah.
I like that, right? Honestly though, a few people had tapped in with me when I had the black one on. That's like the pink one is like my joint, right? But a
Yeah.
lot of people didn't get to see that one just simply because I wore that one to a school event. But one of my promotional photos that I used is actually in the war, long sleeve, black crew neck. That's one of my favorite, bro. That I ain't even gonna flex. That's one
A
of
lot of
my
people been telling
favorites,
me
bro.
a lot of people been telling me to drop it. I never dropped it for it. It's just
You
like
should have
it's just
listen. I try not to
that
flex
one
too
even
hard.
it got the nice like lining on the inside. Yeah,
But that plush leather inside, I mean, that I don't know what kind of material that is, but whatever that plush feeling is, man, that don't feel like pillows. You hear me?
yeah. It
That
feel like
don't feel like
you're inside
I'm
of a
not even
cloud.
gonna flex.
Yeah, you're inside of a cloud.
I like that. So you
Mm-hmm.
know what? That's what when we was talking about fabrics the last episode. And how did you even find that type of fabric for that?
Honestly, it's just cotton and then the inside just lined.
You got one close by?
Yeah, hold on. Give me a second.
Big bet. Cause I rather you show it.
Hey, this is the pink
If
one that Wisdom
anything.
been talking about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look,
Man,
woo!
to the inside, it's like,
That thing rub against your skin so smooth, man.
mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna flex now. You ain't come to play.
Nah, you
You ain't
gotta.
come to
I guess,
play. Listen, bro.
no,
You
just
know
just like how you be saying, just like how you say, I gotta start popping my shit. Gotta start turning up.
you got to factuals. You got to. You got to. It's important, bro, because you definitely are like for instance, in Virginia, like I had you remind me of like some hustlers. Like I like you got love clothing, you got fashion fiend, you got rich bum. Like you got a few, and I'm probably and no disrespect if I leave out your brand. What I'm saying is that you remind me of these young entrepreneurs that are grinding and still trying to battle with these top brands, right? But in all actuality, you are a top brand. You're a designer brand already. Like that's something that I think all of y'all entrepreneurs that are coming up in this game to understand. There was no, Versace, Gucci, Prada without them having an idea like you and starting off how you starting off. You just got
Yeah.
to build it into that bigger brand. But it's a designer brand now. It's already a designer brand, so you got to have that mindset. Don't lowball yourself. You notice I never come to you asking for no discounts and none of that because I'm
Yeah.
gonna pay Nike and them they price. And so I'm gonna pay you your price because I respect you. You understand? I don't
Yeah.
know Nike. I don't know Gucci. I don't know Fendi. I don't know none of them, but I know you personally. You understand? So I'm gonna pay you your price because I understand where that money going. I don't know where that money go to when I go spending on that high end designer, which I rarely do though. I like it, but I'm not gonna just dump all of my money into it because I understand that they don't really care about our community. You know what I'm saying? I've seen you go out and do work. You know, we met in Men of Honor. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
know that regardless, you were gonna go out and you're gonna give back to the people. It's a lot of people that don't even do that. They take, and don't ever give back. So that's one of the like main things that even with you and Javion with the kingdom, like don't let this ever stop you. Like when I just heard you talk about school, Like that was one of my biggest challenges, was trying to figure out how do I maintain relationships, life, friendships, work, and school all at one time. And I'm gonna be real, some things lost. I had to lose certain things in order for me to get to where I am. Now, losing some of those things hurt like hell. I'm gonna just keep it real. Hurt like hell, right? Put me sometimes in places of depression, suicidal thoughts, isolation, anger. But I'll say this though, looking back at it, the only things that I would change is how I was responding to what was being done. Because I can never control things that are going to be thrown my way or done to me. I can only control how I react to them. So that's the one thing I'll tell you is, no matter what's going your way, just take the time before you react, before you respond. Take the time, bro, because a lot of the times we put our emotions over our intelligence, and it hurts our chances moving forward just based on the choice we made. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind, bro. Like, it's gonna be hard in this, like, it's not supposed to be easy. Anything worth having is never supposed to come easy to you. You gotta fight like hell to keep it, right?
That's what my dad was saying. He said good things don't come easy.
Never, bro. So you gotta also just pound it into your head when they get rough, bro. Pound it into your head, because I never thought I would ever go to school. I thought the only thing I was gonna do was gangbang. Like, I didn't even know what I was gonna do past 21. And then I got there, and I got a child I'm trying to live. So it's like it's a lot that you gotta try to figure out, bro. But I'm gonna tell you that none of us have it figured out. None of us. So don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Don't be hard on yourself. Like, that's one of my biggest
things
that I like to say.
I've actually, like, now I've been less hard on myself than usual. I'm just really trying to figure out what direction that I would be, like, happy is going. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to look back and be like, I didn't want to do that for real. I'd rather just, I did it and I'm proud I did it, win or lose.
All right. So when you say that, right, what interests you right now? What's catching your interest? Oh, you lagging too.
Sorry to hear you.
Yeah, because you was lagging. Nah, I said, what interests you?
Oh, like, with the brand, photography, videography, even some coding. I do want to learn, like, Linux and stuff like that. It's just trying to find the right way to do everything, and, like, put everything in schedule and make sure everything goes, like, on schedule, rather than doing them and getting them done, when they're done.
Now that's what I really enjoyed, honestly, bro. You put me in the mind of wanting to actually get into photography and videography. Just starting off, when I first started doing my music and stuff, I was paying somebody to do the work for me, right? Like, paying them dollar for dollar. Hey, I want you to do this for me. I want you to do that for me, to pay for the copyright, pay for my distributing, all of that, right? Now, everything that I was paying for, I could have done myself, right? And that ended up causing a big drama, because certain things that was done not right, but that's also on me to pay attention to the wrongdoings that people do when you trust them. You feel me? So you was the real reason.
I've had my fair share of, I understand.
Of people trying to get over on you.
Oh, for sure. And most people think I don't notice. I see you. I'm still let you have it, because obviously you need it more than me. But hey, everything, what goes around goes around. So you feel me?
I like that. And you know what? I might have to take that from you, because it's been where I don't even know how sometimes to even carry certain things just because it's like, you would really do that for real? But like
Yeah,
you just said, I
exactly.
see
Okay.
you. I see you.
Yeah. End of
Sometimes
the
you can't
day,
even. It's no point in even trying to, you know what I'm saying, put somebody on blast that's not worth it. Like sometimes,
that's
like
right.
at first, things would get so hectic with me where I just felt like I needed to say something, right? But then I get to the point where I say, I'm giving somebody light that don't need it. And then I'm taking the time away from what I am doing just to go put this energy into this. And I'm I'm really taking away from what I should be doing. But sometimes the pride in me though, which is where the human aspect got to come from. The pride in me makes me feel like, whoa, like I'm really like letting
You
somebody
letting
get
it
over
down.
me, and I'm not saying
Yeah.
nothing. I'm not doing something because this is all new for me to just be like, you know what? I'm gonna let you have that. This is it's
No,
growth.
trust me, I haven't always been like, oh yeah, let's let people have it. Just at a certain point, it was like where I'm trying to go and what I'm trying to do is bigger than all this little petty things that people be doing, like, trying to get over on people. If you really want to go far, you go, it ain't by yourself or just trying to get over on people. So it's really just off of the like things that people have told me and also personal experience. Sometimes even when I get people back for me doing them bad, it don't do nothing but distract me. Like, trust me, I'm a very petty person, so I'll be wanting to get back, and I know I can get back. I know I can get back, and nobody ever gonna know. But uh, sometimes, like, I'm realizing some people just ain't worth it for us. Like, it's just there's no point in me trying to pivot or change my energy up because somebody else, you know, they messed up behind whatever they are, or they're just lost in doing wrong things. They're gonna keep doing it with me or without me. So I'm gonna let them do it
Facts.
without me. Just let me do it, and now I understand. I understand. All right, cool. I've seen one of you before. I can see another one coming if it happens. So it's all right, bet. We gonna take the wisdom and keep moving.
I
You
like
feel
that,
me?
bro. Because I'm gonna keep it real. That's why when I had got on, like almost not even gonna do music anymore, just behind that whole situation, it put me in the mind of like, hold on, bro. I remember my boy got that camera. My boy was literally filming the podcast from the camera,
Yeah.
shooting like real movie type quality from that camera. You feel me? So it made me think about, hold on, if I go invest in my own camera, like quality stuff, right?
You
Maybe
can
I go
get.
get two cameras, right? So I can get two angles, right? I
Mm-hmm.
can do my own videography. All I need is now at this point, either I can get a tripod and let it hold it itself, put it on a swivel where it moves with me, or I can just pay somebody to hold the camera for me. You understand? And now everything is through me, by me, for me, right? So that's one of the
Yes,
things that
and that
what
way
you say, Brian? Hear
insourcing
you?
always helps with, like, security. Oh, I said like insourcing like that always helps with security too.
I'm learning. See, and that's goes with the growing pains of doing things with people and doing things on your own. So let me actually, since we on that topic, like, how do you feel about like going into like business with friends?
It depends. Some people they ain't good for business. You see why? But some people, like some friends I have, are very good with business. So it's just really understanding that person's mindset before trying to get into it with them, because not everybody built for it. If I'm gonna be
And see,
honest, yeah,
that's
like.
where I think I'm at a place of right now, trying to figure out, um do I have it in me anymore to give that trust to work with uh, my friends, based on the simple fact that they are the ones that I consider friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to lose that friendship based on business. You understand? Because most of the things
Yeah.
I've done on my own to make my own dollar. Just because it has been situations where I've given people certain things and they've messed it up. You understand? I've never been one that has been given something that I needed to give back. And now I got a homie. Now I'm gonna personally say his name on here. Like I got a homie named Boogie, right? That was out in Mississippi at the time, and I had got locked up, and I got out. I called him, and he sent me $100. He never asked for that money back, right? But I took that $100 that he sent me, and I turned up with it. Now I'm not talking about whatever I, you know what I'm saying? I never talked about what I did, but this is the thing. Anytime, and I've never said this to him though, because of him giving me that $100, anytime that he has ever called on me to do anything, that means to show up for him at any place, I do it. Not because I feel like I owe him, but it's because it's the point that he didn't have to send me that $100. I was down on my back. I didn't have nothing, right? And maybe this is the first time I've ever said this out loud, but I needed that money more than probably he even understood, right? But we don't even talk ever, really. You know what I'm saying? Hardly ever. But the thing is when I reach to him or he reached to me, and it's something that he needs, not saying like as a obligation, but something like, hey, bro, I just want to see you show up because I got this going on. I don't ask no questions. I show up because when I needed him, he showed up for me. No questions asked. You understand? Now, I just said that. Go ahead. You say?
I say that's also something that I'm like, trying to really, move away, because not everybody really try to rock with me for real. They act like they do, but it's a lot of fake love. But at the same time, the people that really have, it's a different type of connection. Like I could have certain conversations with you. Like it really gets to that point, because I like the people I really, really can like vibe with, like that I can call on and rely on, and it's vice versa. We can have some real conversations. Those other people, like it stays shallow. Like we don't get to the the root of the things. I'm the type of person, like if I'm really like into it with anybody, like on any type of level, we gonna actually talk about it. It's not just gonna be all right, whatever, and just move past it, brush it past like it didn't happen. I don't like doing that. I like confront the elephant in the room, but you can't do that with everybody. And that's also why like a lot of people just won't reach out or even like help when they can. They feel like, oh no, it's not that deep, I don't want to do that. I don't know like how to truly like describe it. That's what I'm kind of like teeter-tottering back and forth, but yeah, you know what I mean?
I mean, honestly though, that's one of the reasons why like when I first started coming around you and getting to like know you as a person, that's what really made me like really rock with you the way that I rock with you, is because, bro, you have a solid heart, bro. You're a genuine person. Like it's a lot of the qualities within you. This is why I do the podcast with you. And this is probably the first time I ever told you this. The reason why I don't do the podcast by myself is because the dynamic that we have, bro, it puts me in a better place. So I can get on here and I can talk all day long, bro. I could do that, right? But the fact is this. What gave me the understanding that we could do this is that you are so totally different from where I was when I was your age, that I get to see how I could have been if I had structure and groundedness. Now, see, for you look at yourself and you like, man, I can be doing a lot better. But I look at you and see that, nah, you where you supposed to be. You actually where you supposed to be. And you actually levels ahead of a lot of people that's your age. You just can't see it because you live in it. I'm older than you. I've been in your age before. So I know that the mistakes I made when I was your age, and I know the mistakes that my peers made that's still living worse than you. Not all, but some. So that's why I do the podcast with you, bro, because I want the people that's my age that follow and watch me, whether they hate to see if I'm failing or they just simply support. I congratulate both. Thank you. But I do this so the people who know me see how troubling our mindset and our thought process was growing up, but to see the growth. But also for people who your age, who might be going through these life changes, trying to figure things out so they can understand that it's somebody that's got years on you. I'm closer to 40 than I am to 20. You understand? So it's like I understand that life, it's all about evolution, but you're ever changing. You're not supposed to be the same. You're going to have ups and downs. The point is how to maneuver through those ups and downs to figure out who you are and what you truly value. And what you want will come for you without you having to look for it. But that it comes with knowing self first, though. That's what this whole thing is about. This podcast ain't for other people. This is for me to be able to get out my pain and allow you to start talking about what you going through. Because at the end of the day, bro, you rarely talk. And I think that if you talked more, you feel a lot better. Simply because you have a lot to say. It's just by nature you just acquire being person. But me knowing you, I'm like, nah, bro, we gotta do this podcast, bro. Because you got a lot to say. And a lot of people that's your age, they care to listen, bro. But you gotta actually start talking. You got to, bro. Because even when it comes to the promoting, putting yourself out there, that's all that all comes with it, bro. Like I'm doing this music stuff, right? I'm doing this music, but it's more than just putting out songs.
Yeah.
I gotta do this podcast. I gotta try to market. I gotta try to get people to share my stuff. It's more than just putting out a product or showing that you got a product. You gotta put yourself in these people's faces. You gotta make them get tired of seeing you. Honestly, I realized that I used to get on people's head about that guerrilla marketing strategy, right? But it's like they either gonna watch, or they're gonna support, or they're gonna scroll past, and guess what that means? They saw it though. They saw it.
They know it exists, yeah.
So it's on their brain. So even that's what I'm telling you, bro. Like, even with me, you know, doing the podcast, you know, we took that long break, right? And like I talked about on the last episode, I was going through all these mental health battles, you know what I'm saying, battling, you know what I'm saying, internally with people, family, friends, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But even going through all of that, I had to realize something. None of them people pay a dime for what I'm going through. None of these people pay a dollar to what I'm trying to contribute to society. So I'm not gonna let these people come in between what I'm trying to do. Yeah. I'm a teacher, I'm a coach, bro, I have a lot of things that I'm trying to do within the community, right? I have a bunch of coaches that, you know, depend on me coming in and doing my job. So our players and students have the best opportunity to be the best selves that they can be. And they only can go as far as I'm willing to push them. So that's why, you know what I'm saying, I'm telling you, like, whatever you doing, bro, just put your all into it. And don't ever feel like, you know what I'm saying, whatever you're doing, you need to stop or whatever, bro, because if I had that mindset, bro, we would not be doing this pod, bro.
No, I'm starting to understand that more too now, because, you know, I do stay quiet a lot, so I do observe and, like, you know, really feel things rather than just be like, all right, let me, you know, kind of, yeah. But I'm to the point where, actually, before I even say that, because I was even talking to one of my friends about, like, you know, myself, because I sometimes I do trying to talk out of place. I say out of place because some people I'm not supposed to be saying certain things around. Like, I'm trying to realize it's certain energies that just haven't really been for me, because some of these people you've seen in certain cases, they ain't rocking with me for real. They trying to see what I'm doing just to see what I'm doing, but they don't. Yeah, it's no real love and no real even friendship or bonds. It's just trying to see what they can do and how they can be better. And that's not type of that's never been good. So like I never really seen the point of like really expressing myself. Even when I was younger, I was just not really a type person to like, just boom, boom, boom. Because I never wanted it to either be taken the wrong way or be heard by the wrong, But currently, after a lot of stuff has happened to me, and I've gone through a lot of, self-development, I guess, per se, or just maturing within those situations and stuff like that. I don't really want to like hold back anymore for real. I don't really see a point of it. It's like if I hold back, I'm kind of letting them have it too much, and I don't like when other people have it anymore. They're not doing nothing with it. So let me get it and you feel me? So I like it's slowly but surely type thing, but I want to get my feet in the water a little before I fully jump in. But we finna be Because I even told you before, because there's how like things I say, like I'll be like, yeah, I want to conquer this, and I'll be serious. And some people be like, oh, you feel me? Some people just aren't for that. For me, when I say that, I want to conquer. Like it's not.
But that's because you think big, though.
Yeah, I think very big. So most people,
and a lot of people think small.
Yeah, a lot of people think very small, and I didn't realize a lot of people think that small. To me, I've always think like if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. My dad taught me growing up, if I'm gonna do something, do it well. I might drag my feet a little bit, but I'm only dragging my feet because I still have things that needs to be done before I feel like I can do it the way that you guys think. You guys think, oh yeah, most people. I'm not gonna say you guys because not you, but you feel me? I'm talking about.
I feel you. Go ahead.
I'm talking about the opposite of me, basically you guys. But they just want to. All right, as soon as I can get it, I'm trying to get it out. I want this to be good. I like things that are out for me to be very, very good, and I am very like critical of myself because I know that I'm not perfect at the end of the day. I'm striving for perfection. So it's like, I'm not going to do everything right, or I'm not going to do everything to the best of my ability 100% of the time. But in the day, me trying to get to 100% of my ability, eventually I'm going to get there. And once I do it once, I can do it twice. And once I do it twice, I can create a pattern. So I'm going to keep going. So I'm trying to just build a point where it's effortless, but people don't see like, yeah, it's going to be hard for me. I know it's going to be hard for me. I've seen people around me struggle all their lives. I think people also be successful all their lives. Like not everybody walks the same path, but it's just about determination and not just to be hard-headed in your determination, but to be wise in your determination so you can know when to pivot and when not to pivot and when to move, when not to move. And that's what I'm really trying to figure out because I know it's not, I'm still a young man. Under the day, I'm going to be thrown to the wolves many times. I don't want to take scratches. I want to come out as an alpha. In their eyes, at least the wolves' eyes. You feel me? So I'm coming out, swinging, and they gonna respect me after I finish swinging. And other people right now, they probably try to like, oh yeah, tell me this, tell me that. Like, yeah, it's just all right, cool. But I remember one thing my sister said. She said when everybody turned like 28, 30, we really see who put the work in. I'm putting in the work. I'm gonna make sure to put in the work.
Shout out to sis.
Yeah. Shout out to my sister. Hey, my sister got a podcast. Her and one of
her friends.
We gonna have to. Yeah. That's one thing I really wanted to tell you.
Sis got a pod now.
Yes, bro.
Oh, you been lacking. You ain't even tell me that.
I never really, had the chance.
Shout out to Big Sis.
Yeah, shout out to her. And she was also one of the main supporters whenever we were starting. She was actually
when we first started. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, how you ain't tell me that?
Yeah. I need to tell her we back up too. She never
shout out to Sis because she was in the comments and everything. Shout out to Sis.
Fact. She never reached out to me to be like, oh, Tomi, I see you didn't tell me you do a podcast. She just saw it once and started listening.
That's crazy. I respect that, bro. Shout out to everybody that listen, especially like Keon, Dre. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
we gonna get them
back in with us,
too.
Bro. We gotta get Keon back on though.
Oh no, facts.
I miss bro. I ain't seen you bro in so long. I haven't even been wanting to talk to him because I want to talk to him solely on the pod.
Hey, Justice, I told Justice, we're gonna put him on the check. He said, "Good, I got something to get off my check."
Oh man, yeah, we need Justice on there too, man.
Hey, I don't know, he might go full, but hey, it's good.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you something. Those were some of our best view episodes, honestly. Though, like when we had like the crew on and stuff like that, bro. Because it's a good dynamic. People like to see that like friendship, camaraderie, and then just hearing the different aspects. Then you're gonna have the haters because I'm starting to realize that too. I know that I inspired certain people to do what they do today. I don't want the credit. I see how they came after me because somebody inspired me. You understand? I really had watched what Vlad, Nori, you know what I'm saying? But specifically Mav Hoffa with my expert opinion, right? And I wanted to do what he did in the barbershop inside the old Tetra apartment before I moved. Like that was my main thought of.
Hold on,
if I never moved, bro, we would have had this whole setup.
Yeah, hey, whenever we are in the same city, we can get like little podcast units.
Yeah, so look, I've already then thought about all that. Like when we in the same city, I'm already gonna rent out a spot we're gonna go to and just
all right, good,
I already got that in mind, bro. Trust me.
I've seen quite a few spots in Dallas and San Antonio, so I know. Yeah, we can get a good.
Look, we can use a spot called Luminous Sounds. Shout out to Luminous Sounds in Dallas, Texas. We can go to Luminous Sounds and use their spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm really just throwing that out there. We can go to Luminous Sounds. Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not nothing. Like, it's a lot of places that we can tap into. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do that. It just honestly, I wanted to make sure that we didn't stop, regardless of us being in two different locations. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, like I saw, what this can do. I just don't like I always touch on. The purpose of this is not to be glorifying, the everyday activities of celebrities or daily gossip. You know what I'm saying? This is really honestly showing that two people can have genuine conversations, have genuine true friendship, bring in other people, and we talk about everyday things. You know what I'm saying? Now, if people can't vibe on that, then that just means that you are a chatty patty. You're into the daily drama, and you probably have nothing going on. And I understand that. But for those of you who have daily lives and you just want something to play and listen to, this is going to be the podcast for you because. But I got a question for you though.
What's that?
Have you listened or have you heard of anything about someone named Nature Boy?
I couldn't know what you're talking about, but I'm not sure. You talking about Nature Brother guy?
From like that. Well, his name is Nature Boy, Eligio Bishop, right? That he's right now in Atlanta, Georgia. He just got a life sentence plus 10 years for running. I don't want to say the word because YouTube will demonetize us, but RAPE, he got charged with that, along with like revenge, PORN, and I think also false imprisonment. It was a few other charges, right? But he had ran. He didn't call it a sex cult. He called it a tribe, and it started off called Melanation, right? And then it turned into Carbonation. And so I had got real in tune with him about 3 to 4 years ago. But the past 2 years, I was really honing in to what he had going on, going back and looking at all the backstories and stuff like that, right? And I would say if you don't know who he is, when we get off this pod, let's go look him up. Nature Boy.
Okay.
What really like blew my mind when it comes to him, right? He was a guy who saw himself as the Black Messiah, saw himself as God. He created a whole nation where they were supposed to live off the land, right? That's why it's a whole Nature Boy name, right? And they're supposed to cut themselves off from society and go live on nature. Now, the thing, what I realize is this. The earth is supposed to be ours, right? And I want to be clear. I'm not bigging up or siding with Nature Boy is just something that I realized within his case, right? We say the earth is ours, right? The earth belongs to the humans, but you can't go and stay in random places in the world and not have someone question you. So technically, you can't just live off the grid unless you live in one of these societies that haven't been taken over, you know, and that's rare. Yeah. So you can't really just go and live off the land. So when I saw that, and I was seeing how people would they were selling all of their prized possessions, leaving their families, and they were going, going to go live with this man in Ecuador, I think
in places they ain't even been before.
Mexico, yeah, bro. They were just going, right? And then like I was listening to the court documents, and they were saying like when they lived in Mexico, they were staying outside, right? But they had a house that they could go into, but they said that because of the septic tank system, they weren't allowed to use the showers or the toilets, right? So then in court they was like, so how did y'all use the bathroom? And they was like, well, we were only allowed 2 squares for number 1 for the females, right? And 6 squares for number 2. And I'm like, 6 squares? Like, but that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. But me watching that, it's like you don't know what people who are drastically going through what they are willing to give up and do just to feel like they have savior. That's what I realized. A lot of people on social media don't even know who they are.
Yeah, I mean
that case was what let me know, because I'm gonna be real. Maybe because I'm a little older and I came up in the MySpace age, right? When MySpace was a thing, I was posting my money, my drugs, my guns, my shoes. I caught a charge off of that. So social media to me will never be what it is to you, what it is to me.
Yeah, because
go ahead.
It used to be actually like people just being themselves. Now it's
everybody's fake. Yeah, see, I was really showing my life,
telling you who to be,
and I caught a federal case behind that, you know, and luckily I had a good lawyer, I'm not gonna say a good lawyer, a great lawyer, you understand, who told me, shout out to Dean Clark, who said, look, this is what you need to do. Take all of that stuff down. It makes no sense why you got it up there. The only people who really watching you are people who don't really care what you got going on, or the people who want to take from what you got. So I'm gonna tell you something. Don't show it. So the only thing I got for people today is promotion. So if you don't want to watch that, you will never know what I got going on, because I will never show you. I will never show you what I'm doing in real life. You will never know. The only thing you will ever see about me is the things that I want you to buy into. That's it.
Yeah.
That it won't ever be where you'll know what I'm really doing. So if you're one of those people that watch me through social media and think it, half the time I'm not even the person that's running it. So just so you know, I really don't even run my social media. Somebody else runs it. So just keep that in mind too, for the people who may be trying to reach out to me through social media. I don't run it. I'm dead serious.
No, I get that too, because like as like I'm growing and starting to understand how the world works, and I'm talking about the higher levels of how people operate and stuff like that. Most people don't even deal with a lot of things themselves. They just let somebody else do it, because
let somebody else do it.
It's a lot of foolery around here. There's a lot of. Hey, have you been seeing what's going on with like the entertainment industry as a whole?
What? Yes, I'm halfway in it, because I put out music and we put out, podcasts, which is into the entertainment. But yeah, but what specific are you talking about?
I'm talking about, well, I was really talking in totality, but how essentially they're crumbling and they're going broke.
Bro, first off, let's just keep it real. They've been broke. A record deal is nothing but a large sum of money that's a loan. Most of these people are broke. They're
No, I'm talking about.
high-paying
Oh yeah, I'm
broke
already
mascots.
understanding. Like a lot of the artists and them, they've been broke. They're going there broke and trying to go to people who just throwing them money, and they're not telling them how to use or how to invest or anything like that, and just blowing bags on every time they get something. Oh, I got a new. Yeah. I'm talking about the actual like Universal is broke. Like the
you mean okay, factual, okay, like Hollywood, all of that in general.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like the only person who probably still got money is Disney, and they don't got money for real. Like they're circulating money a lot, but you got to realize like a lot of these they're able to come in with a lot of influx of money, but it comes in and goes out just as fast or even faster. Like Universal or Disney, like they're spending a lot of money every day just to keep everything running. Like yeah, they get a lot of money through their shows, TVs, different deals, and that's why everybody keeps on trying to rush to do more and more deals to help everybody. But because the way social media has been going ever since, like the pandemic, really,
yes, pandemic changed a lot.
If people are realizing, I don't need you. That reminds me of what Malcolm X said. He basically said he was talking about we aren't outnumbered, we're out organized.
Factuals.
So like everybody's trying to understand, okay, I'm blowing up off TikTok, doing music by myself. I'm getting information now. People are directly feeding into me and understanding things at a faster, teaching themselves things faster level because they're able to like digest it at a digestible level for them. Because not everybody supposed to learn the same. Some people can learn something in a week, and it might take the next person 6 months, and vice versa for other things. But it's just like you gotta figure out who you. But everybody's now okay. Everything they've been doing that I've been, just going along with because there's no other outlets is not that way anymore. I'm just boom. And this, man, when it starts going, I don't know if I want to get too deep into, the conspiracy or whatever. But when you start doing that, connecting that to how the past things have been going on with I say international affairs and also national affairs when it comes to like the actual higher, what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of like panicking going around and a lot of things that aren't being in the news and the things that are in the news aren't really what's happening. Like the real like dominoes that are really falling. They're pointing other dominoes up while there's this happening or that happening. Like a lot of very rich and famous people have been dying. I'm not talking about rich and famous as like Hollywood. I'm talking about rich and famous like like they've been dying, getting sick. A lot of companies and things that they have money
getting killed. Like think about the Cash App founder.
Because he getting too high up. He started getting too much money. He started rising the ranks a little too high, and they couldn't stop him. They're killing different crypto billionaires, all this and all that. But then, in the same breath, you also see like people like the Queen dying, the King dying, other like that one Rockefeller guy just died. There's other people like of those like status getting sick, and like it's getting back to that point in history where like end of the day, history repeats itself a lot. It's getting back to that point of clashing and a division of power and power trying to be redistributed, and it's
we seeing that within right now. Look what's going on with Trump. Look what's going on with Trump. Like you got this whole case in Atlanta. They trying to lock this man up before election.
And every step in the corner, you can't do that. And you know why you can't do that? Because I did it the way that y'all said it's legal. I did it the way that y'all let the people above me do to get away with it, so they don't got to go to jail. So I'm not gonna go to jail unless y'all let them niggas go to jail. If y'all let them go to jail, the people that ain't supposed to know about them gonna know about them.
That's right.
So now Trump basically put the whole world in a corner and put a spotlight right there while he was president. A
lot of people don't like him, but you can't tell me another president that was in power that was actually this real. You can't tell me another one.
Like whenever I talk about Trump, a lot of people think, "Oh yeah, I'm a Trump supporter." I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm
a realist though.
Yeah, I'm a realist. And end of the day, he doing real things, and it's just like I don't like him as a person because some of the things he says, some antics that he does and pulls, and some of the people that he's rocking with. But when it comes down to, I rather have like I explained this to my cousin, and that she's from the UK. I bet you said I'd rather have somebody who's telling me there's poison right there, so if I eat it, I'm gonna get poisoned, or rather than the other person who's telling me something it's gonna cure me and it's really gonna kill me. At the end of the day, both of them are trying to give me something that's not good for me, but at least this person being real about it. That's how I see it.
That's right.
That's essentially what politics is. Essentially what the government's been doing for how long? Like I don't know. It's funny how every government that goes to war or a major war, they fight against something and then they end up doing the same things they fought against, and it continues that cycle over and over again,
and over
again.
Because I look at this, right? I watch how, because I'm not in the streets no more, but I watch how like this big old fentanyl takeover has happened, right? And I sat and watch how they be like, oh, the Mexicans is bringing in the fentanyl. The Mexicans is bringing in the fentanyl. But I remember specifically when the rap boy 6ix9ine was on trial, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody was like, oh, 6ix9ine a rat, 6ix9ine a rat. Now I'm not taking away from what he did. What he did is what he did. But he's not the reason why a lot of them dudes went to prison. A lot of them dudes went to prison because they was doing business with a dude who was a known rat who was getting work, which I mean fentanyl, sent to him from China to his front door. Now we all know China don't mess with America, right? So we all know that they don't deal with any allies of America either. They deal with all our opposition, right? All our enemies. But mind you, the Mexicans, right? They are trying to get over the border, right? They're trying to get over here to this new life of living, right? And a lot of them sometimes have to, be mules, not because they want to, because they have to, right? They're forced to do this. Boy, man, where that fentanyl coming from? That fentanyl coming from China, bro.
Think about
it.
The thing that's the funniest thing about how like there'll be like the input like of guns, weapons, and drugs and stuff like that. At the end of the day, who's letting it in? even if they are bringing it, someone's letting it in.
Of course. Listen, I had to realize that.
It's also funny because remember, you were paying attention to social media during the pandemic where like there's things and they're popping up on the news and stuff like on social media, and then a week later the whole internet be wiped of it.
Yeah. Like that was so. This is where this whole thing about getting demonetized and taking your stuff down come from,
bro. Because JP Morgan and Chase, you want to talk about illegal drugs? They
had that whole boat full of joints, full of coke. I remember,
and it went away in a week, and they didn't say nothing to nobody. And now
nothing else.
You're still charging the petty people who are moving stuff, but they're getting it from who? Because they had a boatload.
They had a whole boatload.
This my
guy. I know that was more work than they said Big Meech ever sold, and Big Meech never got caught with no drugs.
And the thing about it is that this person you might lock up might have, if this is a crazy amount still, but he might have a house full of it. You had a shipping container with
a whole
one of the shipping container one shipping container might have more than twice what he has in that house, and you have over 100 of. All right, so,
that's a fact.
Okay. So somebody bringing it in, because at the end of the day, the just like how whenever China was we were the first people that were hooked on opioids, right? Or am I wrong? Well, in recorded history, they're one of the first people that really started getting hooked on it. The only reason why they even got rid of it for one, and the only reason why they even got hooked on it was one, the government allowed it. The government said, okay,
that's right.
It's low-key damaging our people. They were like, okay, now we gotta put a work on this, and they started exporting it. And other governments seen what happened and said, "Oh, we can use this to control people."
Yeah. Now think about that. Think about this though. During the hippie era, that's what they did with LSD.
Yeah, they started giving out LSD and acid to everybody who wanted. People weren't just getting LSD and acid directly after the crack epidemic for free, for no reason. Just like two things happened back to back decades, and people, it's a coincidence. America just hooked on drugs randomly. America was
it's definitely a plot.
America wasn't on drugs like this before. It was all prohibition. It was all about liquor.
That's
It wasn't
right.
about anything.
Because that's how the Kennedys became who they became. They was bootlegging. That's how they became who they became.
It was all about liquor because at the end of the day, nobody wanted to just take a random substance before the World Wars. It was all about liquor. Liquid is you can make it yourself too. All you needed to do is just be able to ferment some fruits or vegetables, and you can make some liquor. So, like, why am I going to be trying to grind up and powder everything and then dry it up to make it a powder, and then so I can do this and do that, or make it a rock when I can just take some old fruit, put a little bit of alcohol in it, let it sit somewhere for a few days, ferment, take it out, let it breathe, do it again, and then I got all right. So you
shout out to them hooch makers in prison
to do less. Like, come on. Hey, but yeah, like it don't make sense what people like. What, like, I don't know. Like, I'm just gonna say, indoctrination is a very funny thing.
I agree. Like,
because
so when you say that, right?
Doing, unless you're fed both sides, you're being indoctrinated, regardless.
Yeah. So when you say that, right? Like, what do you think? Like, can be like as the people who are trying to like stay out of the everyday BS, but trying to push through that. What do we do? How do we stay strong in these days and time?
The strength in numbers. It's like how Malcolm, like I just said with Malcolm X, it's not the fact that we're outnumbered, we're just out organized. If people were to actually truly be able to come together and be an actual community, because we don't have a sense of community in most countries. I'm not talking about there's still tribalism, colorism, and other isms that separate the masses.
Talk, bro.
That regardless, like, it's just there is no sense of people. People think, oh, I'm the best, and in reality, you could be the best, but we together are better than I. And then it's a weird way to say, but it's like people don't understand. It truly is a strength in numbers. There's a reason why the world is continuously going through the same things, and why all the religions or pseudosciences or esotericisms are all pointing towards the same thing, or all like combating each other. It's the same power struggles have always been, and the only reasons of everything falling apart is the divisions and people continuously being divided and all these things. Like before Jim Crow laws were really into full effect, it really was the black Florida Republicans and then the poor whites together, and then like people don't understand. If the further you go back into history, some of these racisms and some of these like colorism didn't exist. Somebody put
because blacks used to be Republicans.
Because the Republican Party was founded by black people.
That's right.
The actual like people who were not even just racist, but also purely, they didn't even care if you were. It wasn't, because racism wasn't a thing up until like a lot of like until it got into larger mixing pots of different religions and cultures and stuff like that. It was tribalism and more tribalism at the end of the day, because even white people had their own tribalism. It was off of last names and who's your father and who's their certain, it was your lineage that mattered. That's all that was the original ism, I guess.
Yeah.
But it all changed.
Because we even do it now. We do it now because even as Nigerians, we'd be like, well, what are you? I'm Yoruba, I'm Igbo. Like so it's like we still do it now. And even then in America, well, where you from? I'm from Detroit. I'm from New York. You know what I'm saying? It's all, I'm from the south side. I'm from the north side. We all still do it.
you got right.
Yeah, but the thing is though, our side should be us. That should be us though.
But like until people start finding common ground and losing, I guess, the ignorance that comes with the lack of understanding, it's not really going to change too much. It's just like that was the one thing that the black leaders were trying to do, that but they were able to fully like see through. They were trying to unite people, like they were making things easier for them because they knew it was hard, and rather than trying to like put a band-aid over a large scar, they were actually just trying to heal the scar and make it whole, like make art. And then after making it whole, they show you. That's why education is just, The biggest issue, honestly, is education and the lack of.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, but see, that's what made me actually become a teacher, is because of you. If you want to be a part of the change, you got to jump into the system. One
Yeah.
person, I can't do it alone, right? But that's why I have to get others that are like-minded like me to get into this profession, to want to teach PE, to want to teach students who have autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, all these different types of physical, intellectual, um, social, emotional disabilities, because we got to understand that a lot of us are undiagnosed. A lot of us have ADHD, autism, split personalities, undiagnosed. Some of us can't even afford to have proper insurance, so they don't know what's wrong with them. So I like those are the people that I really speak for. The people who
People live
don't
through
have
life.
the voice, because they don't have an actual real quality of life. They're just living day by day.
Yeah.
Because that's who I used to be. I used to be somebody that was just living day by day. And
Some people just
eventually
end their
it
day. A
took
lot of
time
people.
for me to figure out. What'd you say? My
A
bad.
lot of people. Yeah. I didn't want to cut you off. My bad. I was just. A lot of people just don't know better or just haven't seen better. They haven't experienced better, so they can't do better. Like it's crazy enough. I know, even though they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, you put an old dog in a new territory, they're not going to go back. If there's better,
I like that.
they're gonna imprint on the new spot. Because why would you want to go back to I guess to be put back under the fire, put back into bondage, right? When you see what freedom tastes like, or even if it's not true freedom, you get more freedom. Why would you want to go back into a place that's harder, that made you into a hard shell? That when nobody truly wants to be a hard shell at the end of the day, people want to be strong, and people sometimes confuse being a hard shell with actually being strong. To be strong is still to be free.
I like that.
You can't have like like it's you can't have one without the other. You have to be free. Like you don't see a strong caged animal, even though there are, but you don't see it's. But when we've seen a free animal, that same animal that's free, you can't it's a gorilla. You put a gorilla that's been enclosed all its life with a gorilla that's been in the jungle doing what it wants to do. Which one's gonna win? The one that's been in the jungle, truly understanding how to live and survive on its own and being free within its own constraints, rather than just being completely constrained and thinking because I'm the apex of this little constraints. Nah, that's not really how it works. It's like you're just a caged bird essentially.
That's a fact, bro. Man, listen, you today, boy, you talk today. Like, listen to me. You hit my mind on so many things. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. Like, whoa, like you got some quotables in here, like some real live quotables. I don't even think you realize it. Like, you got some real quotables in here, bro. I'm talking about quotables. I'm talking about at least I like at least 5 of them. I'm just waiting to go back and listen to so I can clip them and make them shorts just because they that powerful, bro. You don't even understand. You talking that talk today. You hear me?
I'm just talking, man. That's it.
Now, I appreciate it. You hear me? I appreciate it, bro, because like I tell you, you know what I'm saying? Your mind is phenomenal. And I know that, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't know that. And I feel like when you share things like this, it's definitely gonna, have people really think. Cause that's the point of this, man, just to have people think. We don't know it all. And this is just an open conversation, you know what I'm saying? So like I really appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, tapping into that because like you just said, bro, like, I never thought about that whole thing of like when you just said teaching an old dog new tricks, but if you take a dog to a new territory, you know what I'm saying? Like, because when you say that, right, like, yeah, I was set in my ways, but once I got the taste of what education looked like and felt like, I never wanted to go backwards. I wanted to go forward. And once I started to put myself around more positive people who never had the shortcomings that I had, but they had empathy. But they also had the care enough for me to tell me like, "Hey, Wisdom, that it happened. It's not happening."
Yeah. I mean,
let
that's
it go.
because it's the same sense. It's in the same sense like how like you see like those cliche stories. It'd be like how the royal daughter or son starts messing with a commoner, and they're like, "Don't do that, don't." It's that environment thing, because at the end of the day, you are what your environment is. That's why a lot of like the top people. That's why even per se, I don't want to be racial, but why a lot of white people and black people don't really mix, because it's too. Like you'll see different people once they are more into, I guess, the other world, and then the other, they start to try to fix, or some people even have identity crises, but it's just different worlds. The worlds aren't. That's what I'm saying. There's no real sense of community because everybody has their own pillars rather than just being the entire structure.
That's a fact.
If that makes
That's
sense.
a fact.
Yeah, like it's
all the way.
It's crazy, but once people, that's what I'm saying. Education really is a necessary thing. That's why whenever I do talk about certain things, people think like, oh, like, because I'm a type of person that enjoyed school, but I've always loved to learn, and it is kind of conflicting, but it's just like there is a reason for why it is, but I'm not sure if I really want to explain too much on that right now. You can learn a lot in life and just living life the way like it's really supposed to be lived, rather than living accordance to like a certain standard.
Yes, sir.
Because I mean, yeah, standard is good for foundation, but at the end of the day, I never really just wanted to be stuck in foundation. I always wanted to expand. Like you said, I think big. So like, yeah, it's just hard to just be like, oh yeah, this way is the right way to do it, and this is the only way to do it. The way I've always learned life, and the way even in school, even though it's always told us usually there's a right way of doing things. I've always seen there's not one right way of doing things. A lot of different things there's still a lot of different things still come to the same different outcomes, or the same outcome even.
I call that divergent discovery. Many different ways
it's not
to get to one.
Yeah,
to get to
it's
type
not
of
just
solution.
always. It's not always 1 + 1 = 2. Sometimes 1 + 1 can't equal 3. Like it's just
because that
it's
equal could actually have value.
Yes, and that's the thing they don't tell you. That's why I don't like this things that makes me upset about school, because I feel like they try not to show you too much, but in doing that, like they're hiding a lot of things that you would pick up on your own without, because
yes, sir.
I picked up a lot of things just listening and trying to understand things rather than being told that directly, even though vice versa has happened. But I picked up a lot of things just, paying attention to stuff. Numbers don't always coincide. There are different type of like ways of doing things. Even like in science, there's a lot of times. That's why there's not a cure to every. Well, I'm not gonna say that, but that's why like a lot of things can't be easily found, because we're trying to use a type of system that isn't coinciding with how like the laws of this realm, I guess, actually go with. We're always just trying to pick. Oh yeah, it's only this way, than this. If 1 + 1 = 2, 1 + 1 can never equal 3 or 4 or 5, but you don't know what other variables are going into it. Like I remember once I saw, oh yeah, it's like a paradox, because 0.3 plus 0.3 plus 0.3 doesn't equal 1, but 1 over like 1/3 over 1/3 over 1/3 = 1.
Talk your talk.
You ain't always gonna get the same. You feel me? It's different things. You just got to understand what you're dealing with and how it's supposed to be applied within each said thing, and split up and gone here. But we've always been told cause effects, cause effects. It's never really all. But sometimes you only know the effect before you know the cause. When you start going forward and backward, you start to understand it's not just one direction.
Never.
You can start going all different type of directions, doing different type of patterns and different type of things. It's just are certain things that do hold their own weight, that are constants. Not to say that there are no constants at all, but you should look within the constants and also look outside of them, because life isn't just a box. It's inside and outside the box, if that makes sense.
All the way, bro. Like it's like some of the teachings that like I came up under. So like peace of the gods for instilling 120 in us and making sure that we know our true self, understanding we poor righteous teachers that are out here supposed to be just trying to enlighten those of a certain kind that want to not be a part of the 85% of the dumb, deaf, and blind, because you know some don't ever want to get out of that mindset. You got to understand that some people like to be slaves of society.
It's the reason why they
It's
do say
easier.
ignorance is bliss.
Oh yes,
because end of the day, how would you want to leave blissfulness if you start to see a little bit too much than you can handle?
Yes, sir. Talk your talk, man. Talk your talk. Like, listen, I ain't even got. Right now, I just really want to kick back and just let you talk, because you going hard, right? Listen, you going crazy right now, all the way. Listen, I am enjoying this. I'm enjoying this because this is something that, you know, we used to do this on a one-on-one basis, and this is before the pod. This is what I knew that, you know, this is the dynamic that I have been pushing for, bro, because I knew this, what we got is something, bro. And you have a way of pulling intellectual conversation just out of nowhere. And like that's your gift, bro. That's what I'm telling you. It's always been there. That's why when you say people be trying to talk about your thoughts, it's because they ain't where you at, bro. They not where you at.
That's what one of my friends was telling me. Shout out Darius, but he was telling me, a lot of people, like you talking right here. A lot of people are still right. They can't even.
Yes, sir. It's over their head.
Yeah, like I was over here talking in a group chat once. She was like, I mean, because one girl was talking about why you make things so deep. And I'm not trying to make it deep. She's like, you saying things everybody knows. I'm like, I'm not trying to say like, you know, anything deep or profound. I'm just talking like, I'm just saying the obvious things. Like I know, you know, I just want to further into that because like we obviously don't see eye to eye. We're not always supposed to see eye to eye, but at the same time, like let's bridge the gap. At least let's understand. I want to understand why you think it's like that, but you just want to know. My way. Like, I don't know. That's also like a thing that I realize as well. Whenever I do talk, people think I'm arguing or like I'm trying to like be, I guess, hostile to their idea. Most of the time, I'm just like vibing, trying to ask questions. I have realized it is the tone that I have, and it's not on purpose that I do it, but I have some people have told me that close to me that like sometimes the way I talk, it is condescending in a way, but I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm just trying to be as like straightforward as possible. And I feel like that's something I am trying to work on myself, because at the end of the day, I'm not perfect. I don't know it all. And I don't ever want to be someone that's looked at, oh, he knows everything. Or nah. There's this one thing is to be like, oh yeah, and the day, even the master is still a student. Like you're still learning. Everybody is still more to learn. I'm not God. I'm trying to understand what it takes to like it's a gap between, you know, what does that person know that I don't know? Even if they're wrong or wrong in hindsight, I guess. What's that perspective? Because at the end of the day, life is just about perspective. Like everybody sees something differently. What we think is right, somebody else can think is wrong, or another society could think is wrong. But it's the way they live. They live like that for a reason. We live like this for a reason. So like I can't say this is right or this is wrong. If I knew what was right or wrong, I'd be in heaven already. I'm not Enoch. I didn't live life perfectly. I didn't live life into full understanding. Like it's not that simple. Like I didn't get caught up. I'm still here trying to figure out what's going on.
That's a fact, bro. Like I'm like, that's one of my biggest like battles every single day. Is just understanding that I'm not perfect, and some things I can't fix. It just is what it is, right? Because I had this whole issue where, you know, I wanted to like bring my whole family together, right? And I started realizing that, you know, I'm trying to buy people. I'm trying to buy their love. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to buy it. You know, I'm coming into town, I'm throwing cookouts, and I'm buying all this food, and you know, I'm buying food stamps from this girl to, you know what I'm saying, have more food, but not realizing that when I buy these, you know, which is illegal, I'm buying these food stamps from this girl, right? I'm not realizing that I'm taking food from her family because she's not gonna take that. Well, maybe she did. I don't know what she did with it. You understand? But I would say that I don't think she would take all of that money and invest it into food. So that means that I just took food from her children, right? Even though I gave her cash to make up for it, I just took food out of her children's mouths, right? To be around a bunch of people who really don't care nothing for me. They're just coming for the benefit of free food and alcohol, right?
Yeah.
Not because they care about me. Because I didn't talk to them after the fact. You know what I'm saying? So I had to realize, like, yo, certain things I can't change, and other things that I just have to move on. It ain't for me to try to figure out anymore. Because if I sit there and give all of that my energy, I lose on.
It's just distracting you, yeah.
Exactly, I'm losing on what's in front of me.
No, trust me, I'm 100% at that same exact point. I'm really understanding who with me, who really not with me. So it's for them. That's why I said, like we were saying earlier, the people who are really with you, they're gonna show up regardless. Rain, sleet, snow. They're gonna. It's a different type of like connection, a different type of love. It's not a It's a yeah, for sure. And if it's not
I've been learning.
I'm not saying, and I'm not saying, oh yeah, be a yes man, nothing like that. Because end of the day, you can still say no, but it's gonna be communicated properly. Like it's never gonna be just up in the air for the next person to understand. It's just connect and understand.
Man, listen, I'm gonna keep it a band. Y'all done got too much today. Me and Tomi done gave y'all far too much. We gonna leave it right there for y'all for this one. This is your boy Wisdom Devine.
And it's your boy Tomi.
And this is the No Name Podcast of Wisdom Devine TV. And we out this thing. Go.
Yes,
Like, comment, share, subscribe.